Okay, well, I was born September 10th, 1987, in Fort Collins, Colorado, Poudre Valley Hospital. In the year 2000, Y2K, I turned 13 years old. I received a drum set for my 13th birthday that year, and then on September 13th, it was a full moon, and I transmogrified for the first time. Hi, my name is Matthew Sage. I am a failed jazz drummer and lycanthrope. Is that a werewolf? Or I was a werewolf and a jazz drummer.
Are either of your parents werewolves?
No, neither of my parents were werewolves. Lycanthropes. Pretty average people, actually. My mom said that she saw a UFO once as a child over her farm in Nebraska, but otherwise, nothing supernatural. But no, they were really supportive of my condition. Yeah. The things just kind of went hand in hand, and they were really supportive of me in that way. They really pushed me to focus all of my energy from werewolfing into playing the drums and doing well in school. Oh, they were great about keeping their eye on the lunar calendar, and they would put me up in my crate on full moons with like some bongos or tambourine, you know, just so I could like transmogrify and work on my rudiments.
So, what are we listening to here?
Oh, these are just some records that I'd want to play for you. Every song has moon in the title. I feel like it just made a lot of sense for this, you know. Given the topic of this film you're making. Yeah. Makes me really miss playing the drums. So I was like a semi-accomplished jazz drummer for a couple of years, you know. I played the circuits, got to play the blue note a couple times, and Europe has a great jazz scene, so I was over touring there, which was really fantastic, really supportive audience. Japan was crazy, that was a crazy 2 weeks. So yeah, jazz drumming was a really major part of my life. And I had to learn how to balance that with being a werewolf.
Can you explain what happened to the moon?
I mean, everyone knows what happened to the moon, right? Or, I guess, no one knows, but we all just assume the same thing, right?
For the sake of the film, maybe. Can you just talk about it?
Okay, well, after Trump was inaugurated, the moon vanished. What he did with it, we don't know. It's gone. But I immediately lost my ability to transmogrify. I also immediately lost my ability to play the drums.
Was this when the treatment started?
Well, yeah, I took it really hard to lose the one thing I thought I was good at, the drums. To lose that, it was really hard. So I went to a doctor. Instead of focusing on my ability to play the drums or my loss of this ability, all the doctors wanted to talk about was my lycanthropy. I ended up being diagnosed with clinical lycanthropy. Essentially, it is a condition, like in the DSM-5 and everything, where people have the delusion that they're werewolves.
But you were actually a werewolf, right?
But yeah, I was a werewolf. But after the moon vanished, I couldn't transmogrify anymore, so I obviously had all the symptoms for this condition, which was in itself a symptom of much larger problems, like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder or depression.
Were you ever diagnosed with any of those other conditions?
No, I wasn't. They definitely tried to diagnose me. But after like physical therapy and CAT scans and psychological testing, they determined there was nothing wrong with me other than this long string of monthly delusions that I was becoming a werewolf. And that I completely forgot how to play jazz drums. Which, like, the neuroscience behind forgetting completely how to do such a physical activity, it's strange and probably worth consideration or study, but really... And so now I'm just like learning to cope.
So you lost your ability to play drums completely?
No, not entirely, but anything like complex, more than like a straight 8 count, or sometimes I can get a waltz, but like anything syncopated, can no longer play the drums. I'd be great in a marching band, playing the bass drum alone with just my one hand.
So what do you do now?
Well, I am dog walking, which has been really nice. Anytime outside with the dogs is good, and making a little bit of money that way. Just like listening to a lot of records. I don't know, just regular day-to-day stuff. Taking it one day at a time.
If you could choose one or the other, to have the ability to play jazz drums again, or to be a werewolf again, which would you choose?
I couldn't pick. It's one and the same for me, being a werewolf and being a jazz drummer. Really, if I were going to try to make some sort of grandiose wish about anything, it would be that I just want the moon back.